Nothing prepares an audience for true live TV chaos, and this moment proved it. As the cameras rolled on the view, everything seemed normal. Light banter, bright smiles, a warm welcome for Reba McEntire. But beneath that polished surface, something was brewing. Reba, calm and composed as always, settled into her seat, unaware that she was minutes away from delivering one of the most iconic walk-offs daytime television has ever seen. The tension snapped when Behar leaned in with a comment that would stop the show cold. The audience gasped. Co-hosts froze. Reba's face shifted from surprise to disappointment to something stronger. What she heard wasn't just rude, it was a direct swipe at the South. The place that shaped her, supported her, and built her career. The camera zoomed in on Reba's reaction, catching every flicker of emotion. This wasn't a joke. It wasn't funny. It wasn't even borderline. It was a line crossed loudly, publicly, and live. And when the dust settled, only one thing was clear. Reba wasn't going to sit there and let it slide. Asterisk before the clash erupted, the View studio was in its usual upbeat rhythm, applause echoing. Co-hosts laughing, producers waving hand signals behind the cameras. Reba McEntire entered glowing, humble, and effortlessly charming. She spoke about her music, her roots, her projects, the kind of wholesome content viewers love. But as the segment continued, Behar began slipping in subtle jabs at the South. At first, it felt like harmless teasing jokes about accents, culture, country ways. Reba smiled politely, but anyone watching closely saw the shift in her eyes. She was listening. She felt the tone changing. Joy, confident and unfiltered as always, kept going. A few chuckles came from the audience, but the co-hosts were already sensing trouble. Sunny looked uneasy. Sarah's smile faded. Whoopi tried to steer the conversation elsewhere, but Joy pushed harder. Reba's shoulders stiffened. Her smile tightened. She wasn't angry. She was disappointed. And underneath that disappointment was something unshakable. Pride. Pride in where she came from. Pride in the millions of Southerners watching. Everything was building toward the moment Joy crossed the line and the show lost control. Asterisk. It happened quickly. One sentence that detonated the entire room. Behar leaned forward smirking and delivered the comment that instantly changed the atmosphere. Well, you know how the South is? Stuck in the past and offended by everything? The studio went dead silent. It's not quiet silent. Reba blinked slowly, absorbing the words. The South wasn't a joke to her. It was home. It was heritage. It was millions of people who had supported her for decades. Kodash hosts stared at Joy, stunned. The audience looked around, unsure whether they were supposed to laugh or be horrified. Even the camera operators seemed frozen, unsure where to point the lens. Reba leaned forward, calm but firm. Her voice didn't shake, nor did she raise it. She calmly explained why comments like that weren't funny or edgy. They were disrespectful. She stood up for her roots with class, not anger. Joy tried to deflect with a dismissive laugh, insisting she was just joking. Ow. But the moment was already too big, too raw, too real. And Reba had already decided she wasn't staying in that chair any longer. Asterisk Reba's composure was unmatched. She didn't shout. She didn't insult. She simply refused to let disrespect be normalized in front of millions of viewers. After finishing her calm but powerful response, she gently unclipped her microphone. The audience gasped. Co-hosts stiffened. Joy's smile disappeared instantly. Reba stood up, her expression firm but dignified. If that's the kind of comment we're calling humor now, she said slowly, then I'm not sitting here for it. That single sentence landed harder than any argument ever could. She turned and began walking off the set. The camera tried to follow, but producers panicked, unsure whether to cut to commercial or stay live. The audience whispered, shocked. Joy looked frozen, almost regretful. But the moment was already too far gone. Reba walked with confidence, not anger, off the stage, leaving the co-hosts speechless and the broadcast in chaos. Within seconds, the screen cut to a sudden commercial break, leaving viewers everywhere stunned and hungry for answers. Asterisk, The clip hit the internet before the show even returned from commercial. Social media erupted: TikTok, X, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all flooded with the same footage. Reba McEntire rising, turning, and walking off with absolute class. Support came pouring in from fans, fellow artists, Southerners, and everyday viewers who felt the moment deeply. Reba did the right thing, one comment read. She stood up for millions of us. Joy Behar instantly trended nationwide. Commenters demanded accountability. Many asked whether she would apologize. Some said the View crossed a line they'd crossed too many times before. Meanwhile, Reba's team issued a calm statement. She doesn't entertain disrespect on or off camera. That was it. No drama, no anger, dignity. Talk shows, podcasts, and reaction channels spent the next several days dissecting the moment. Was Joy out of line? Was Reba justified? Did the show mishandle it? One thing was certain. This wasn't just another TV moment. It was a cultural spark, and it reminded everyone watching that even live television has limits. And Reba McEntire proved she won't let anyone, host or not, cross hers. Asterisk, if this moment shocked you, imagine what's coming next. Reba's stand lit a fire across the entire entertainment world, and the conversation isn't slowing down. So if you want every update, every reaction, every behind-the-scenes detail, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications right now. Your support tells the algorithm this story matters. It helps more people see exactly what went down live, unfiltered, and uncensored. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Was Reba right to walk off, or should Joy have stepped back? Let's talk about it. Stick around because more explosive moments, exclusive breakdowns, scousing industry reactions are coming next. Don't miss them.